In the Brilliant Stars expansion, we were introduced to a new mechanic in Vstar Pokemon. This mechanic was similar to Vmax Pokemon, but Vstar Pokemon have less HP, are only worth 2 prizes, and have a unique once per game ability or attack. And in this video, we're going to go over some of the best ones that are currently printed. And at number 10, we have Whimsicott Vstar. It has 250 HP, is a psychic type, and has the attack Trick Wind, which costs 1 psychic and 2 colorless and does 160 damage. The attack also prevents your opponent from attaching special energy or tool cards to their Pokemon during their turn. This is a very strong attack because preventing your opponent from playing special energies can slow them down and prevent them from attacking, giving you more time to set up your board. Its Vstar attack, Fluffball Star, did 60 damage for each energy attached to Whimsicott Vstar to any of your opponent's Pokemon. This was useful to be able to knock out big threats such as Arceus Vstar. This card was at its peak during the Sword and Shield through Brilliant Stars format. Its first major appearance was at the European International Championships in Berlin, where it ended up placing second. At the event, Mew VMAX with Meloetta and Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX were both very popular, and Whimsicott Vstar had somewhat favorable matchups against both of them, which led to its success. And at number 9, we have Hisuian Decidueye Vstar. This card has 270 HP, is a fighting type, and has the attack Somersault Feathers, which does 160 damage and allows you to discard up to 3 energy cards from your hand to do 30 more damage for each one you discard this way, maxing out at 250 damage. It also has the Star Fortune Vstar ability, which allows you to draw until you have 8 cards in hand. This ability is good if you ever need to draw more cards during your turn. Now, this card saw a lot of playing success in the Pokemon World Championship 2022 in London, England. It was mainly paired with Arceus Vstar as a way to counter other people playing Arceus Vstar. The final match of the World Championship was actually a mirror match between 2 Arceus Vstar decks that both ran Decidueye as a way to have an edge against the other Arceus Vstar variants. And at number 8, we have Alolan Vulpix Vstar from Silver Tempest. This card has 2 attacks, is water type, and has 250 HP. Its first attack, Snow Mirage, costs 1 water and 2 colorless and does 160 damage. The attack ignores all effects of your opponent's active Pokemon and prevents all damage done to Alolan Vulpix Vstar during your opponent's next turn from Pokemon with abilities. Its Vstar attack, Silvery Snowstar, costs 0 energy and does 70 damage times the number of Pokemon V your opponent has in play. Both of these attacks are very strong in very specific matchups. Snow Mirage in particular is very strong against cards like Cramorant from the Lost Origin or Radiant Charizard from Pokemon Go. Both of them have abilities and cannot attack Vulpix unless they move it to the bench and back into the active in the same turn. Its Vstar attack is powerful against Mew VMAX because they don't play very many non-V Pokemon. Furthermore, against Mew VMAX, players have also been playing Drapion V so that they can have a sort of checkmate position by setting both of them up. This card will undoubtedly continue to see play in the year to come. And at number 7, we have Hisuian Goodra Vstar from Lost Origin. This card has 270 HP and is Dragon type. Being a Dragon type in this era of Pokemon TCG is fantastic, because currently, Dragon type doesn't have a weakness. Upon their introduction to the Dragon's Exalted set, Dragon type Pokemon at TCG were only weak to other Dragon types, and then later only weak to Fairy type Pokemon when they were introduced in the X and Y base set. Eventually, the Pokemon Company decided to remove the Fairy typing from the TCG. Goodra has the attack Rolling Iron for 1 water and 1 metal, 1 colorless energy, that does 200 damage and reduces all incoming damage by 80 during your opponent's next turn. This can lead to some awkward situations for an opponent potentially not being able to do as much damage as they anticipated and forcing them to 2-hit knock out your Goodra. And its Vstar ability Moisture Star allows it to heal all of the damage from itself. This means that if your opponent does not take the knockout, you can heal all the damage they did and force them to take even more time to attempt to knock you out. This can also be combined with cards like Crystal Cave and Hyper Potion to be able to continue to heal and do even more damage during your turn. An Arceus Vstar and Hisuian Goodra Vstar deck was able to take down the Salt Lake City Regional Championship in October 2022, further showing how powerful this card can be. And at number 6, we have Hisuian Zoroark Vstar, also from the Lost Origins expansion. This card has 270 HP and is a colorless Pokemon. It has the attack Tick and Curse, which costs 2 colorless and does 50 damage times the number of Pokemon with damage counters on your board. Getting damage counters on your board is pretty easy thanks to cards like Grapejaw Bog, Damage Pump, and Gengar. Grapejaw Bog is a stadium card that puts 2 damage counters on your Pokemon when you bench them. Damage Pump allows you to move up to 2 damage counters from your Pokemon to any of your other Pokemon any way you like. Finally, we have Gengar, which allows you to put it on the bench if it's in your discard pile, and if you do, put 2 damage counters on it. All of these cards combined allows you to fill your board with damage counters and lets you do upwards of 300 damage. This card can also use double Turbo Energy to attack for 1 energy attachment. Its Vstar ability Phantom Star allows you to discard your hand and draw 7 new ones. This ability allows you to dig for all your combo pieces and other cards. It also allows you to dig for other supporters that turn, such as Boss's Order, which will allow you to pick one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to bring to the active spot. This is essentially the equivalent of being able to play 2 supporters in the same turn. While this card did not see any crazy original finishes, its Vstar ability combined with its extremely high damage output makes it one of the best Vstar cards printed. And at number 5, we have Origin Form Dialga Vstar from Astral Radiance. This card has 2 great attacks, excellent typing, being Metal type, and 280 HP. Its attack Metal Blast for 1 colorless does 40 damage plus 40 more for each metal energy attached to it. This in combination with Metal Saucer, which allows you to attach a metal energy from your discard pile to a bench metal Pokemon, allows you to attach multiple energies per turn and do more damage. Its V-Star attack Star Chronos is very, very strong and unique. For 4 metal energy and a colorless, you do 220 damage, and then you take an extra turn. This is pretty powerful as you can play another supporter, attach another energy, and use once per turn abilities again, such as Mew's Mysterious Tail, which allows you to look at the top 6 cards of your deck and pick an item you find there and put into your hand, and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. With an extremely powerful V-Star attack and a high damage output, this card is one of the best. And at number 4, we have Giratina Vstar from Lost Origin. This card has 200 HP, has 2 powerful attacks, and the benefit of having no weaknesses thanks to being a dragon type. Its first attack, Lost Impact, costs 1 grass, 1 psychic, 1 colorless to do 280 damage while lost zoning 2 energy from your board. Being able to do 280 damage for 3 energy is extremely powerful, but lost zoning 2 energy is a downside. In the Pokemon trading card game, the Lost Zone is an area of the game that has come back in many different iterations. This time, there are many cards that can only do things if there are a certain number of cards in the Lost Zone. When a card enters the Lost Zone, there's no way to get it back. Therefore, sending cards to the Lost Zone involves crucial decisions and requires lots of resource management. Its V-Star attack, Star Requiem, costs 1 grass, 1 psychic energy, and allows you to instantly knock out your opponent's active Pokemon if you have 10 or more cards in your Lost Zone. This attack can be used to knock out anything that Giratina Vstar might not be able to with its Lost Impact attack. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get 10 cards into the Lost Zone? Well, the answer is simple. Cards such as Comfey and Colress's Experiment. Comfey's Flower Selecting ability allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put 1 of them into your Lost Zone and 1 into your hand as long as Comfey is in the active spot. You can use multiple Comfey in the same turn with the help of cards such as Scoop Up Net, which allows you to pick up one of your Pokemon that isn't a V, and other switching cards such as Escape Rope and Switch Card. Colress's Experiment is a supporter card which allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put 2 into the Lost Zone and the rest into your hand. This not only lets you draw and pick cards you want, but also sends cards to the Lost Zone. Both of these cards allow you to fill your Lost Zone and utilize cards such as Cramorant and Sableye, which both require cards in the Lost Zone to attack. Giratina Vstar saw so much success partly in due to how powerful the Lost Zone engine is and its very powerful V-Star attack. And at number 3, we have Lugia Vstar. This card is an absolute beast with 280 HP, a very good attack, and an insane V-Star ability. Its attack Tempest Dive costs 4 colorless and does 220 damage, while also allowing you to discard any stadium card in play if you so choose. The real powerful of the show is its Summoning Star ability, which allows you to pick 2 colorless, non-rule box Pokemon in your discard pile and put them into your bench. The main target for this is Arceus. This card is a 150 HP Stage 2 fossil Pokemon that has the powerful ability Primal Turbo, which allows you to search your deck for 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon in play. With 2 Arceus in play, you can search for up to 4 extra energy per turn. There are a plethora of special energy you can play with, but the most common are Aurora Energy and Powerful Colorless Energy. Both of these serve a purpose in the deck. Powerful Colorless Energy allows the colorless Pokemon it's attached to do 20 more damage, and Aurora Energy, which counts as any type of energy, allows it to use other attackers, such as Radiant Charizard and Amazing Rare Yveltal, to help take knockouts. All of these cards in combination created one of the most versatile decks in recent years that allows for many different tech cards to be played depending on the meta. And at number 2, we have Palkia Vstar. This card has been dominant since the day it came out in the Astral Radiance expansion, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Its 200 HP, very strong attack, amazing V-Star ability, and the benefits of being a water type make it one of the best V-Star Pokemon in the format. Its attack, Subspace Swell, does 60 damage plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon on both players' boards. Allows it to do 260 damage if both players have a full bench. Combined with damage modifying cards such as Inteleon and Choice Belt, you were able to do over 300 damage. Its V-Star ability, Star Portal, allows you to attach 3 water energy from discard to one of your water Pokemon in any way you like. This is incredible as a way to power up your other Palkia Vstar and Radiant Greninja. Furthermore, since it's a water type Pokemon, it can use cards such as Irida and Capacious Bucket. Irida allows you to search for water Pokemon and an item card. Capacious Bucket allows you to search for water energies. Furthermore, cards such as Melanie allow you to attach a water energy from your discard to a water Pokemon V and draw 3 cards. All that combines creates a super consistent deck that can beat even the worst of its matchups. And at number 1, we have Arceus Vstar from the Brilliant Stars expansion. This card has 280 HP, is colorless type, and has the best V-Star ability in the game. Starbirth is its V-Star ability and allows you to search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. This is an incredibly powerful ability as you can pick any 2 cards and you don't have to reveal them to your opponent. Its attack Trinity Nova costs 3 colorless and does 200 damage. It allows you to search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. Being a colorless type Pokemon makes Arceus Vstar a very easy card to build around, as you can utilize any type of energy. Alongside the previously mentioned double turbo energy, you are able to attack with Trinity Nova on the second turn of the game. Being able to search any basic energy has allowed Arceus Vstar to be paired with many different cards depending on the meta. The most popular and successful partner for Arceus Vmax was Flying Pikachu Vmax with its Max Balloon attack, doing 106 damage and preventing damage done to it by basics. Arceus Vstar's ability to be paired with whatever counter to the meta needed to be played led to it being in multiple regional championship winning decks. Alright, and that's the video. If you think of any other Pokemon Vstar we may have missed, or have any ideas for future videos similar to this one, please let us know down in the comments below.